In this video, I'm going to be ranking the top 10 best defenders in NBA 2K23 Myteam, just going over the top 10 best defensive cards right now in the game. It doesn't really matter for their position, it's just going to be all around the top 10 best defenders currently in my team. So at my number 10 spot, I still do have the Dark Matter Kawhi Leonard. Yes, I know he's not the greatest on the offensive end, but we're not talking about offense, and we're not talking about the cards in themselves. We're literally just talking about how great they are on the defensive end. So just talking about defense, they can be the worst offensive card in the world, even though I'd say most of these cards are still elite offensively, but like it's just we're talking about the defense and what they do provide. So I do have Kawhi Leonard at the number 10 spot, and you guys can let me know in the comment section down below who do you guys think are right now the best defending cards currently in the game, and maybe some cards that I leave out of my top 10 that you guys think could be in the top 10 as well. So Kawhi Leonard, an amazing on-ball defender, still has a 97 block, 99 steal, 99 lateral quickness, 99 perimeter, and a 94 interior defense. He's got great Hall of Fame defensive badges, and pretty much every card in the game will have almost every Hoff defensive badge. But the biggest difference about Kawhi is the motion style. If you guys don't know, and the motion style is someone's defensive stance, and that is actually super important and key for how good of a defending card they are. Really comes down to their defensive stance. So other cards that have the Kawhi motion style are cards like KG, AK, Kobe, obviously Kawhi, Ray Allen, Scottie Pippen, all have this Kawhi Leonard motion style, which is Kawhi Leonard's defensive stance, and that still makes Kawhi one of the best on-ball defenders in the game. His tendencies surprisingly aren't the best for the defensive side of the ball, which is a little bit surprising for Kawhi, but I still think all around on the defensive end, Kawhi Leonard is the 10th best defender currently in the game. Now for number 9 and number 8, I just feel like you have to throw these giants in. Yao Ming at number 9 and Taco Fall at number 8, just because they're 7'6". Taco is an 8'2" wingspan, one of the best player models in the game, and Yao Ming's also 7'6", but does have a 7'9" wingspan, and once again, one of the better player models in the game. Yes, their defensive stats and their badges aren't going to be maxed out, but these cards still play elite level defense because of their size at their position. Like, you got a 7'6" card with an 8'2" wingspan at the power forward position. His stats aren't going to be like unreal on the perimeter and the steal. He's not going to have every single Hall of Fame defensive badge in the game, but I still think you got to put Taco and Yao somewhere in your top 10 just because of how good interior defenders they are and how much they can really impact the game on the defensive end. Like, Taco covers so much ground with his wingspan and his height, so I do think Yao Ming is the 9th best defender, and I got Taco Fall at number 8. But at my number 7 spot, going back to the I would say traditional defenders, is going to be the Dark Matter Giannis, and he's just going to be all around an absolute beast at the small forward position defensively, being 7 foot with a 7'4" wingspan. And just like Giannis, kind of like Taco and Yao, his size just really helps him out at the small forward position, and that's why he's going to be one of the best defending cards in the game, just because of his animations as well. If you guys have used a Giannis card in game, you'll know exactly what I mean. Like, he just plays such elite defense in game, nothing to really do with his stats, his badges, his tendencies, or his motion style. Maybe it is his motion style, because this man just gets so many crazy good D-annies. He gets a lot of blocks, contest shots. Like, he can just cover so much ground on the defensive end. So even though his stats and his badges and tendencies may not be unreal, where he's not like a 7'6" card, but this man Giannis just covers so much ground on the defensive end and gets crazy good defensive animations. But at my number 6 spot, I still think you got to give it to AK-47, just slightly over Giannis, because I think his stats, his badges, and also he does have the he also does have the Kawhi Leonard motion style. But looking at his stats, 97 block, 97 steal, 98 lateral quickness, 98 perimeter, 94 interior defense. I mean, the card's got almost every single Hall of Fame defensive badge in the game. I mean, the card's got the Kawhi Leonard motion style, a great player model. Tendencies are also pretty good as well. That is a decent factor that we haven't seen really too many cards yet in this top 10 that have, really good defensive tendencies. But all around, I think AK-47, one of the best defending cards in the game. I got him at number 6. But at my number 5 spot is a card that I really don't see too many people running in game, for how good of a point guard card he actually is. And that's going to be the Dark Matter Ron Artest. 6'7" at the point guard position with a 6'10" wingspan. So it does help that he's tall at the point guard spot, but taking a look at his defensive stats, I mean, they're basically perfect. He's got a 98 at least in every single defensive category. He's almost got every single Hall of Fame defensive badge in the game. Motion style, not the best in the world. Like, the elite is good. I like the elite defensive motion style, but It's definitely not the Kawhi Leonard, but the biggest thing about Ron Artest compared to like a Kawhi Leonard or compared to a Giannis is the fact that he's got amazing, defensive tendencies with a 98 on-ball steal, which means if you're not controlling him and the CPU's guarding ball, they're going to get a lot of pluck steals with a 98 on-ball steal tendency. So I've used Ron Artest a bit in game, and he gets a lot of good pluck annies. He's also got an 85 contest shot and an 85 block shot. So just defensively at the point guard position, I think Ron Artest may be the best defending point guard in the game, and overall I think he's the 5th best defender in the game. At the number 4 spot though is a very underrated defender, and that's going to be the dark matter Mitchell Robinson. The fact that he's 7'1" at the center position, 7'2" wingspan. I mean, just take a look at these defensive stats and badges, and also his player model is elite in game. Like tendencies wise, he's got a 99 contest shot, 99 block shot. He doesn't need an on-ball steal because he's playing the center position, so he's basically got perfect defensive tendencies. His stats, I mean, are pretty much perfect, especially if you give him a shoe. You can legit get his stats perfectly maxed out. He's got every single Hall of Fame defensive badge in the game. He's got a great wingspan. He's got a great player model. Like I mentioned, perfect defensive tendencies. There's really not much else you can ask for from Mitchell Robinson at the center position, unless he was like, 7'5", like, or 7'3", 7'4". That's the only thing that could really make this card better on the defensive end. And he's also super quick. Like, he's got 93 speed, 93 acceleration with a 98 strength, a 98 vertical, which is going to help him out on defense as well. So it's not like he's a slow center card like a Yao Ming, for example, right? And that's why I do think Mitchell Robinson is better defensively than a card like Yao, because he's got that speed, he's got that athleticism to really help him out on the defensive end with having, perfect Hall of Fame defensive badges, perfect defensive stats, and perfect defensive tendencies as well. So Mitchell Robinson, I think overall is the 4th best defender in the game. At the number 3 spot is going to be Dwight Howard. I was really debating between Dwight Howard and Mitchell Robinson. I think they're basically the same card on the defensive end. Perfect defensive stats, every Hall of Fame defensive badge in the game, perfect defensive tendencies. Dwight's got a little bit more on the on-ball steal, so that could be helpful at the power forward position. Great player models on both these cards. I mean, they're great athletically. Dwight's a little bit more athletic than a card like Mitchell Robinson, and I also think he gets crazy good defensive animations. If you guys have used this Dwight Howard card or even played against him, he's got such a wide player build. He gets crazy good defensive animations in game, and overall, I think he's one of the best defenders currently in my team. At the number 2 spot, though, I do have the Dark Matter KG. The fact that you can get a 6'11" card with a 7'2" wingspan to play the shooting guard or the small forward position is going to be elite to have. And then you take a look at his defensive stats. Once again, I mean, most of these cards in this top 10 have perfect defensive stats and badges. The one thing I will say about KG is he doesn't have the best defensive tendencies, but the thing that really makes up for it, in my opinion, is the motion style being the Kawhi Leonard. So he's going to have the Kawhi Leonard defensive stance. He's going to be super tall at small forward, and I do think all around is the 2nd best defending card currently in the game. But at the number 1 spot, I still think you got to give it to the Dark Matter Bill Russell. Being a 6'10" small forward with a 7'4" wingspan, he's got pretty much perfect defensive stats. Once again, perfect defensive Hoff badges. Tendencies, I mean, are literally unreal. 95 on-ball steal tendency, 99 contest shot, 99 block shot. He's got a really good player model in game. 7'4" wingspan. He gets crazy good defensive animations. I do think Dark Matter Bill Russell currently in the game is the best defender right now in my team. But let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about my top 10 defenders in the game, and let me know some other really elite defenders in my team that you guys think could be in this top 10. I may have left a couple cards off this list. This is my first time ever doing a top 10 defenders video, so I don't really 100% know if this is actually the top, like, these are my top 10 defenders, but I definitely could be missing out a couple cards that I maybe forgot about. So let me know some other really good defenders in the comment section down below. But if you guys are looking for lockdowns, these in my opinion are going to be the top 10 in the game. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.